As usual, brain goes blank when timer runs out. Hello, everyone. AmyR here with Prairie Paper and Ink. Face, craft in space, unpaid intern, sitting in the corner to help.
That's me.
And yes, everything is okay regarding last week's flooding situation, or okay enough. We haven't done any real, moving of the major furniture because we don't have time.
But everything seems to, right?
Yeah, we had fans running for several days after we talked about it. It literally, for those that weren't watching live last week, my garage space flooded. And we discovered it literally minutes before I went live last week. That was fun. But we moved the things. I posted in the comments of that video my ink pad carousels, like those. I had 2 in a box on the floor, and I was sick to my stomach over it. I opened it after the live. They're wrapped in plastic because the box was soaked. The liner was soaked. They would have been ruined. They would have been ruined, but they weren't. So, yay. Haven't put them together because they've been sitting for months now. Anyway. But, yeah, I've had a lot of people asking, and so far, so good. Chris went and found, all the random fans in the house, even one that's, half broken. Gesundheit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we had fans running, which was just not fun to work in here. I like all these fans going, but things they're okay enough anyway. I'm pretty sure a couple of my units are probably ruined, and the shelves ruined, yada yada, but not the end of the world. And again, the ink carousels were the biggest because those were the only thing. Everything else I keep in plastic, fridge bins, that sort of a thing. So, because I have tons of those on the floor, but not over there near the big garage doors. I have tons of them, but they're all in those, so they're lifted off the floor. I try to keep everything off the floor because it's a garage, and if I was in the basement, same thing. So yeah, hello to everyone, and yeah, it's been raining. We've had so much rain, it's crazy, but now we know to keep an extra close eye on that spot, and I will no longer keep random IKEA bits stored right there because yeah, all the tabletops, everything, I think most of them got ruined, and life is great, y'all. It has been a couple months of insanity. It never ends, but thankfully things are okay. And yeah, my ink carousels are okay, which was my biggest, because getting those things shipped to Canada is painful. They're not cheap units to begin with. The carousels, they're not, but they're well made, all the things. And then the shipping outside of the US is I save up and budget for those sorts of purchases. But anyway, they're okay. Now I just have to find the time to put the darn things together and find space. So, anywho, appreciate all you guys tuning in. Where was the flooding at? I'm in my garage. So we have the 2 garage doors, and when we decided to move me in here, we got this rubber barrier. There's a special name for it. I don't remember, but we installed it at the base of the doors, so it creates more of a stopgap. But there's just enough of a gap right in the very corner of the door. And the way the rain came down last week, because it was raining buckets just all day, tons of rain, and it blew in and it soaked all, because I have carpet tiles on the floor in here, soaked through those, and it was just dumb luck that the unpaid intern walked in here without his slippers on, because we have to wear slippers in here because the floor is cold. It's just carpet tiles on top of cement, and he was in his sock feet, and he's like, "Why is the floor wet?" And I'm like, because I don't come in here without slippers on. 1, floor is cold. 2, spiders. I wear shoes or slippers in here all the time, so I didn't notice. And he stepped in wet floor, and I nearly had a heart attack and a meltdown. And then I had to go live, and I'm like, yay! Anyway, we're good. Everything is good, or at least good enough. you know, I'm kind of scared to do more of a deep dive over there because it's just anyway. So yeah. When you find time, please let me know so I can find I know. I keep saying it. I need extra hours in the day. An extra day in the week would be great. And if I could clone myself. Still trying to figure that out. You know? That would be great. So, anywho. Just thought I would update everyone on that because yeah, a lot of people were asking. And yeah. Why is the floor wet, Todd? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I have plans. I did a tiny bit of prep work. And oh, here's my other little random side note because we're at the end of the season. I forgot to show these last week because again, it was pouring rain, you know. We're at the end of the season here for peonies, but I was able to salvage one of them. That is one of my peonies that I have been growing now. This guy's what, 4 years old?
Yeah, about that.
Around there, something around 4 years. So this is one of the smaller ones. I had ones that were like bigger than my head. So yeah, I thought I would snip one and share it with everybody. I have a peach colored one called Scrumdiddlyumptious. That's literally the name of it. I got one bloom on it because I planted it last year. I got one bloom on it, and when it's done, it's done. It literally just it just throws its petals on the ground. Like it was done. So I was like, I had meant to snip it because I wanted to show it off, but I did get a picture of it actually. Wait, I'm just gonna like brag about my peonies because, dudes, I have a black thumb. If I can make things grow, here we go. Look at that. That is my Scrumdiddlyumptious peony. And then I've got this one. Isn't it beautiful? It's so beautiful. So I had that one. And then I've got these light pink ones. Oh, and then this dark pink one. So I've got about 4, 5-ish varieties so far. And it's, you know, I'm on the hunt for more varieties. That's what I'll be doing next year probably at the greenhouses is I want more. I'm obsessed. I love peonies. I'm obsessed. Love them so much. Okay. So, yeah. I know, isn't the color just fabulous? Absolutely fabulous. There's a variety that does like a deep, almost like a mulberry color. So there's the mulberry one that I need to get. There's the white one. There's also a white one that's just like a flat, like flat petals. It's not full and roughly. There's so many varieties. I need them all. Need them all. Anyway, okay, let's get into the actual like making of things now that I've shown off my my peonies. So, not doing peonies today. We're gonna do dahlias, but I was kind of inspired by the colors, so that's what we're gonna go with. So I've got my watercolor paper, boop, and I don't need any of this stuff yet. We'll come back to all of that. Let's just set that over there. I need my background stamp. Okay. Need to add a tree peony. Oh, that's another one I've got a fern leaf peony, but those are new. So hoping to get those established because fern leaf peonies are also, and they're a little more rare. I have those, and then yeah, plans. Yeah, Tim Holtz was live yesterday. I did watch, and very, very inspiring. And I do also have a link in the description box below the video, to Simon's sale category. And in that sale category, as of this morning, I think they're still listed. The classic mouse products that Tim Holtz was using are like Simon Says discounted them a bit just for the weekend. So if you watched his live and hadn't already ordered all of the things, you know, it was inspiring. I got a lot of ideas from that. So, anywho, we're gonna use, instead of peonies, this is the Dahlia background stamp. You know, sort of similar in terms of fullness. And I love dahlias too. I have, and I showed those in a, goodness, what was that, a month ago in a live? We got a big dahlia plant, but it's in a pot because dahlias here, to grow them, you have to dig them up every fall, and I do not have the time or energy for that. I need things that I can just throw on the ground and ignore.
Yep.
For the rest of all time, you know, because if it's going to take a ton of maintenance and upkeep, and especially digging up in the fall, because once fall rolls around, I don't have time to even think straight. Okay, so we got watercolor paper, and I'm going to line it up like that. Actually, no, I'm going to lie. I'm going to line it up right there because, and I'm going to mark where I lined it up because this will make it easier when I go to stamp the inside of the card, because I'm going to do that too. In fact, you know what? I'm going to do the inside of the card first. Let's make life easier. So I'm just going to make a sort of jig just to remind myself where the paper is. Because since I'm stamping this with, I'm going to stamp this with black ink on here. So instead of, I'll do the card inside first because that'll be a lighter ink. So let's take that out of there. This will make sense, well, you know, hopefully once we get to it. So my card base, your typical A2 top folding. Are you going to take Tim's class on July 11th? I plan on tuning in for it. I didn't get the kit. I think I have most of it. But yeah, I do plan on 100% watching. Those classes that Simon's been doing are just jam-packed full of like goodness and fun things, and I've been lurking in them. Usually I try to chat and stuff with people while the class is going on and stuff too. Okay, this is carnation ink. Do I want to go later than this? Maybe I'll stamp it off once. Where is some copy paper? Copy paper, hello. That'll work. We will stamp it off once. So we'll ink it up. Because even though this is a lighter shade of ink, it's still pretty intense. So I'm going to ink up the stamp with this ink. And then stamp it onto copy paper first. Remove the copy paper, and without re-inking the stamp, and I guess I had the cardstock a little too high, or the stamp too high for the cardstock, but you know what, that's fine, because this is the inside. It doesn't need to be perfect. So then I can set this aside and come back to that later. So that was the inside of the card until we had some sentiments. And then I can just quickly wipe this off because now we're going to go into black ink. So let's get that out of the way. I don't need the copy paper and watercolor paper and anti-static powder. Okay, there we go. So anti-static powder to keep the embossing powder from clinging to anything other than the stamped image. I don't need to heat emboss this technically. I can just stamp it because I'm going to use the Simon's VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. I could just stamp this and then start watercoloring. It's fine. But I prefer to heat emboss. One, because I managed to smear this ink. It just is. And two, the heat embossing creates those little raised lines that keep everything a little more contained. They're kind of like bumper pads. Can you get, you're supposed to be paying attention, unpaid intern. Can you get the link to the organizer stands? They were on the last live, and it's in my pinned comment under the last live. So yeah, I'm going to heat emboss this. And instead of using just regular clear embossing ink or embossing powder, I'm going to use Wow Clear Matte Dull embossing powder. The only difference is when the minute this cools off from melting, it has a matte finish instead of that shiny finish that regular clear embossing powder has. Just no specific rhyme or reason. It just kind of depends on mood. And I thought I jump around. Sometimes I'll use regular clear embossing ink, and then sometimes I use the Wow's Clear Matte Dull. Just depends on my mood.
What's the worst container?
In my pinned comment under that video from last week. Yep, that one. Yep. Unpaid intern, I'll put a link to the stamp and storage because that's where I get my ink pad carousels. Okay, I'm going to ink this up again to get a really good image. And this was why I stamped the inside first, because I'm using a lot of black ink. This will take a little bit to clean off this stamp. And so that just saves us some time and effort. There we go. Doop, doop. Mostly. Oop. I kind of made it a little bit, but you know what? It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine because we're also going to die cut this down a bit when I'm done. That's the plan anyway. Okay. I think I'm missing like one spot. It's just bugging me. We'll just keep going at it till I get it the way I want it. There we go. There we go. Okay. It's stamped. And then I can put my embossing powder on it and top off the excess. There we go. And that one. And that one. Okay. So got the embossing powder in place. Lid on the embossing powder container so that I don't get it everywhere. And then now we just got to melt this. Timfluenza, yeah. When Tim Holtz goes live, I add 2 cart. Basically how it works. Don't know if I can. Yeah, you have to move quick. While this stuff is melting, it goes shiny like normal embossing powder. The second it cools off, it goes matte. It's just fun. Yeah, I can't move fast enough to catch it in the light. But anyway, it's now melted, but it doesn't look heat embossed because it's got the matte finish. So I am going to quickly wipe up all this ink because I made a mess. Here we go. This I'll give just a cursory wipe. I'll clean this after the live because we don't need to sit and watch Amy like clean. Seriously. So let's get him off of there. And then I'll just set him right there. And then I'll probably forget about it. And then I'll be like complaining and whining that I can't find my stamp. Wah. Shut up. Okay. We're going to use just some painter's tape to hold this down. This will just help keep everything flat while I watercolor this. And the watercoloring is going to be really simple. Okay. So, just a bit of painter's tape. Like that. And like that. There we go. So we got our background, got it taped down. I got the forbidden jar of water and a paintbrush, and then some inks, because I'm just going to use Simon's Pawsitively saturated inks. And you can use any like water reactive ink when it comes to watercolor. You can use actual watercolors, distress inks, distress oxide inks, distress sprays, distress oxide sprays, positively saturated inks, Concord and Ninth inks, Altenew fresh dye inks, and then there's probably several other brands that have water reactive inks as well. Those are just the ones I listed are the ones that I personally have and use all the time. So, like I said, this is going to be simple watercolor. We're just going to go in with, actually I'm going to use my larger brush. So I'm going to go in with just a wet brush and add water to this first bloom. And adding the water just gets the watercolor paper wet, and then that's going to enable all of the color to move and blend. And it doesn't have to be perfect because the heat embossing raised those edges, so it'll keep things sort of contained. It doesn't need to be perfect. And then all I'm going to do is start slapping on the color. And you can see where it's wet, how it's already starting to just move. Because all of this is water reactive. So I'm mixing, we're going to mix that was amethyst and rose colors. So to get like a pinky purpley sort of a thing going on here. And then in the spots where the color doesn't move right to the edges, you just drag it with the brush. And we're good to go. And it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't need to be perfect. And this is the sort of watercoloring that anyone can do, in my opinion. Because I'm definitely not doing anything totally crazy, you know? Here we go. And we'll drop in a little bit more purple, just because we can. But yeah, just simple, you know? So, we're just going to keep repeating. If you wanted to get really into it, you could do different colors for each of the blooms, but I'm going to keep it a little simpler and do just the same combo for all of these flowers. So you get it wet with water, go in with my ink, mix in some of the purple, and then pull out the remaining little bits to the edges. You could also leave it, whatever floats your boat. Been wanting to tell you that I just picked out about 6 items with your affiliate links and then went back to get one more and then my cart was empty.
Sort of weird.
It shouldn't do that, but if you've got any sort of like VPN or ad blocker sort of a thing going on your computer, that could possibly do it, because usually just with the cookies and stuff involved, like I always add stuff to my cart at Simon Says Stamp. Like I have like a cart going at all times, you know, and I'm not even like logged in, you know, to my Simon Says Stamp, you know, account or whatever. I just add things to cart, and then when it's full, aka once the orders, you know, I'm like, that's enough for now, I just check out. So yeah. Sometimes it could also be like a little weird glitch, you know? But yeah, it normally won't dump, like items from your cart won't disappear, but sometimes sometimes if there's like, if I've reset my computer or whatever, because, you know, tech issues, those never end, things like that. But in theory, it's not supposed to happen. All right. I'm just going to keep working my way along. And also, because I do get asked this when it comes to, yes, my links are affiliate links. I meant to, supposed to say that at the beginning of all my videos, because that is just to give clarity. But when it comes to affiliate links, you do not need to click on an affiliate link for every single item you're ordering, as long as you clicked on one. You could click on the link for this background. You go over there, add whatever you want to your cart, whatever random stuff, you know, um, and then you decide you don't even want this background. You could take it out of your cart. As long as you've checked out and haven't clicked on any other affiliate links, I'll still get credit. That's kind of in a nutshell how they work. And I like to remind people that, because I used to think that back in the day that I had to click on, you know, every single item to give a maker credit for my order. And it was getting to be a little tedious, because I usually, like I said, I like to fill up my cart to make it worth, you know, shipping and all that kind of stuff. And then I found out that, oh, you only need to click once. I was like, oh, well, here I am jumping around trying to find links to every single item, because I was like, they need the credit. So yeah, one click. That's all you got to do. So I'm going to keep working my way around all of these blooms and see this one's starting to like dry. There we go. Yeah, Mary, I just answered that. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay. I want to make sure. Okay, this is another bloom. Like that. Yeah, because some of them are like starting to open, and some of them are open, and then some of these are leaves. So I'm just trying to, but again, you don't have to like stress about it. I just kind of interpret it how you will when it comes to, especially florals. Like, there's no rules. And if there are, break them. Who cares? Who cares? Okay. Got that one. And then we've only got a couple more left. I'm going to this flower. Got a few random puddles of color here and there, but also not at all worried about it. And then some purple. Intensify that a little bit more. And then just pull it out to the edges. Yeah, that'll be fine. It'll all be fine. Here we go. Oh, and then the other little housekeeping that I forgot to do. Are we surprised? The intern always puts it in the chat and stuff, but yes, I give, for those that might not know, I give away the cards I make during my lives. And there's a form in the description box below the video where you can put your name and address in, and then at the end of the live, he'll pick a winner and I will mail the card out to you. And I do not share those addresses with anyone. And we delete all of that after I've mailed the card out. And I posted an update yesterday. I did get all the previous winners mailed out for the last like month and a half, however long it's been. I mailed those out this week. So yay me. I left my house. I definitely deserve a pat on the back. And I got errands done too. Okay. Oh, and yes, the intern is giving his tech advice according to like browsers and all that fun stuff. Because yes, that can play a part in like dumping people's carts and things. So fun. So annoying.
You have a question there
Sometimes when I'm watercoloring stamped images, I make sure to paint right up to lines. When things dry, I see it's pulled back and leaves the waterline. Depends on the ink you're using to stamp. It could depend on the ink. It could depend on your watercolor paper. Some inks, I could see that as if it looks like it's pulled back, it could potentially be just the ink is sort of resisting the watercolor. So it's just pulling, like pushing it away. If you've heat embossed it, sometimes it could just be the embossing powder has gone further past the line than you realized. Yeah, without actually seeing exactly what's going on, it could just be the ink you're using. Although the VersaFine Clair Nocturne, I've never had a problem with it. Even like I said, like I've stamped it and then straight up watercolored over it. I don't have to heat emboss it. I just do that because I'm messy and heavy-handed and get color absolutely everywhere. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. That was all the blooms. So that was the bulk of it. There we go. If I wait for a day or so, I'll always go back to one of Amy's links before checking out. I appreciate that. That works too. If you've got a full cart and you're about to check out and you want to give a maker credit, whether it's me or just any other maker with affiliate links, you can just, before you check out, go to one of their links, click on it, it'll take you to whatever product, doesn't matter, and then just check out. Like,
you don't have to order that.
Yeah, you don't have to order that product. You just, I do that. That's what I do most of the time. Is I fill my cart with what, or my cart is full, and then whoever I want to give the credit to, I go click one of their links and then I just check out. I don't actually add the item to my cart unless I was like, oh, forgot about that link, that works too. Just quick and easy, and then it gives that person credit. And I appreciate it because it helps. It adds up throughout the month. And affiliate links don't cost anything. Anything. Like, it doesn't add fees or anything, just so we're all clear. Okay. So there were the blooms, the bloomy bits. I gotta clean off my little palette. How come when I go to the links it shows Simon's page but no products?
That's a great question.
You
probably need to like reboot your whole computer at that point.
You probably need to restart and maybe clear out your browser history and cookies.
careful when doing that, though.
Yes, you could end up deleting a bunch of stuff, but yeah, the links work and the products show up, and if it's a specific product, that pops up. Just that product. You click on the link, it's there. Or if it's like a collection, like the sale links or whatever, I link to those and it takes to a generic like page on Simon's thing with all the products listed. That sort of a thing. Okay, greenery. I picked, again, very bright colors for the greenery. So I've got Limelicious. And I've got Lucky. And then I've also got Kale, which I'm thinking of using more in like kind of the background just to fill things out. 3 very different shades of green. You need lots of greens. You always need variety. Greenery, talk about that one a lot. Greenery in nature is in a bunch of different colors. So you need variety. I'm going to mix these together. Yeah. Yeah. Just, again, just because I can. Add a bit of that. Drop in a bit of the darkest shade. And mix it in with the lighter. And then this is how it looks if you go in just wet on dry. See how it just doesn't move? It just sits. And that is just a personal preference. Sometimes a person wants the control of doing wet on dry. That applies more to when you're like freehand watercoloring, like you're actually like watercoloring, like painting an image, like without stamp lines. You know, a lot of times people will do wet on dry. But for coloring in stuff like this, I generally prefer to do wet on wet because then it moves around and mixes and does whatever the heck it wants. So I'm just going to kind of zhuzh that. And then with this one, we get them wet first with my dirty brush. Doesn't matter. And then I can like drop in a bit more color, add a bit of that, add a bit of the darker. Either way works. The more you play around with watercolor and experiment, and the more comfortable you get with it, you start figuring out what kind of works for you and how you prefer doing it, and you know, all of the things.
Sounds like there's a thunderstorm coming in.
Was that thunder?
Yeah.
Fun. What, or is it predicting like a thunderstorm?
Yep.
Is it? Oh, wonderful. Well, we will definitely be keeping an eye in here to make sure I don't flood again, because, you know, that would suck. I have no idea what this spot is, but I'm just going to color it green. It's not going to matter. It's not going to matter in the scheme of things, because we're going to, we will be die cutting it. So now I'm just going to take, I need to add water to that. There we go. That's better. I'm going to take the darkest shade, this Kale shade, and I'm just going to fill in all the openings with that. You could leave it as is. You could do whatever floats your boat. But generally, Dahlias have a lot of greenery. And then this just kind of finishes it off. And this is also why I heat emboss my images. Because it's usually at this step that I end up going over lines or, you know, making a mess, etc. Again, this isn't watercolor perfectly. I went over the lines with some of the like pink ink. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So we'll just keep filling in. Try to only shop here for things. Well, I appreciate that, Mary Douglas. I appreciate that a lot. Boop. Let's get that spot. And that's probably a petal, but whatever. Whatever. It's not going to matter. And then I'm going to flip this around. And then, where did the water come in last time? Through the garage door. Or the bottom of it. Yep. The joys of working in my makeshift studio space here in our garage. 'Cause yeah, I got carpet tiles on the floor, plywood on the wall behind me that I slapped. I screwed plywood right into the studs because this garage wasn't finished. It was insulated because I get asked that a lot too. For those that aren't aware, we're in Saskatchewan. Like, the garage was insulated. I had a heater installed before I moved in here because it gets cold in Saskatchewan in the winter.
In the summer sometimes too.
In the summer, actually, I have my heater on in here today because it's a little bit chillier. Nothing crazy. But yeah, heat is absolutely necessary because we get down to like minus 50 Celsius in the winter. Generally, minus 30 to minus 40 is about average. Which you have to convert into Fahrenheit. I ain't doing it. We don't do Fahrenheit in Canada. Well, minus 40 is minus 40. It's the same. That's where Fahrenheit and Celsius meet up. And then minus 50 is like minus 58 Fahrenheit or something. What? It's cold. It's really cold. But yeah. Plywood and carpet tiles and work. But I make it work. I make it work. It's all good. Okay. This last little bit. There we go. Do. And we're done. We're done. Okay. Okay. Nothing. Yeah. I know, right? The cold freaks some people out. I get it. We grew up with it. We're fine. You know. Okay. Thank you, Valerie. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Okay. Yeah, those of y'all that are way down south. Yeah, I know. Can't comprehend. That is one of the things I get asked the most. Literally. I've had people like, how do you breathe when it's that cold? I was like, in through your nose, out through your mouth. You know? It's all good. It's just what life is here. We have winter literally half the year. Like about 6 months of the year, it's winter. It sucks, but it is what it is. So we deal with it. Okay. This is not 100% dry, so I'm just going to speed it up with my heat tool. Are we going to add splatter? Of course we're going to add splatter. So, but I need to speed this up first and just get it fully dry, because we cannot die cut this till it's dry. Yep. Okay. So, if you've taped down watercolor paper, regardless of what type of tape you're using, again, I prefer like a low tack tape like painter's tape, Altenew satin tape, frog tape. when you're pulling it off your piece, pull the tape like against itself. And this is why you want everything to be dry, because if it's still wet, there's a chance that it can start shredding the watercolor paper. Like the tape will just fuse to the wet area and it just starts to come apart. Again, I'm not too concerned about the edges because we're going to die cut this, but it's just something to keep in mind. So there we go. Had some seepage under the tape, not a concern. So there's our background. And then I'm going to die cut it with one of the A2 Arches Wafer does, because I'm just currently sort of obsessed with this. And how big do I want to make my arch? Yeah, I think I want to do, yeah, like make it big. Go big or go home. So, just going to line it up like that. And then we can run this through the die cut machine. Like so. There we go. And then die cut that. Okay. Ooh, and it wasn't fully dry. There's some color transfer to the plates. Again, not the end of the world. Wipe it off and we're good to go. Well, there we go. So there's our background. And then of course we're gonna add some splatter, because that's what we do around here. Boop. So for splatter, I'm gonna use some white gouache. Where's my splat box? Get the splat box out. So that and that, and some white gouache. Put a bit of that on my palette. There we go. And my trusty little duct tape fan brush. A bit of water to thin down the gouache to get it to a nice splatterable consistency. Just like so. And then load up the brush. Just a bit of splatter, not a ton. Okay, I lied. A ton of splatter. Whatever. Yep, that's good. That's good. When I remodeled my studio, I almost went with gym tiles using laundry rooms. Yeah, I have some of those tiles. Those things are really expensive. I just used like El Cheapo carpet tiles because what can you do, you know? Like just making the space work. Again, if it was a forever space, but because this is the garage, it's definitely not. Like I kept things so that they can eventually, all this can come out really easily. And yeah. So a lot of this white splatter is going to absorb the ink, so it's not going to remain white. I'm fine with it. Like I'm totally fine with it. So we're just going to let that dry. And then for my sentiment, where did I put it? It's around here somewhere. I'm going to use the new CZ Design Solo Smile. I die cut that. And the Dragonfly, but we'll get to him. I die cut this from, the outline I die cut from black cardstock. And then the words I die cut a couple layers from white cardstock. And then the top layer I die cut from Simon's white glitter cardstock. Hello. I like the sparkly shiny. And if people are not familiar with this stuff, one of my favorites. I love Simon Says Stamps glitter cardstock. Altenew has amazing glitter cardstock. Lawn Fawn has really good glitter cardstock. Tonic has really good glitter cardstock. I think those are the 4 main ones that I use. And they don't shed. They die cut perfectly. Love, love, love. So we're gonna adhere and stack these layers together to build up a bit of dimension. So, did I clog my glue? Yes, I did. What else is new? Little pin to the rescue. There we go. Okay. We're going to stack these together with some liquid glue. Choop. You don't need much. I just removed that little clog, which just came out and blobbed absolutely everywhere. There we go. So 2 layers of the heavyweight white cardstock. And then we'll top it with the glitter cardstock.
Is your white glitter iridescent or just white sparkling?
I would call it iridescent. So it's got reflex of blue and green and pink, but just it's still like white glitter cardstock. Loves. It's beautiful. There we go. Let's bring up that one. And then the glitter layer, which just gives it that extra. Ooh, that thunder. Again, this storm is like right over us.
It's a couple kilometers away.
Is it?
Like, but...
Okay. Well, yeah, it definitely is, because when it's late, like we've had many storms pass over us the last week and a half. Like right on top, like our house is shaking. The thunder's so loud because it's right on top of us. Those are fun. Yeah, that the other night when we were watching, like because our house is 2 stories and we were upstairs and like the house was literally shaking from the thunder, and it's like everyone's good, everything's good, everything's good, we're good. And the amount of tornado warnings we've had in the last week, like our phones just the alerts going off, and
yeah,
again, not overly common around here. So it's been fun. Last couple of weeks have been just a smidge chaotic. Okay. There we go.
yeah,
Getting that adhered. It's so satisfying the glue stacks the words go. It is. I don't know why. It is. It totally. Ooh, you get a little bit of. There we go. Love it. Okay. And then for the tittle.
Oh, yeah. I knew that was coming because I'm watching.
Oh, you're actually paying attention?
Yeah.
So you knew you were mentally prepared for the tittle, but then you weren't.
I know that I need the tittle. No, you're laughing.
Free the tittle. Hashtag free the tittle. Anyway, we've got the humor of 12-year-olds. What else is new? Okay. So stacking those together. I love thunderstorms. Oh yeah, I love thunderstorms too. Like, yeah, nothing like a good thunderstorm. But now it increases my anxiety just a smidge because I'm just like, I have to run in here now and check and make sure that water isn't coming in to ruin all my stuff. So there's our sentiment. Oh, it's glittery and I loves it. Love it. So we have the sentiment. That was quick and easy. And then
thunderstorms are great until you're standing under a tree next to your truck and that tree gets struck by that.
Yeah, didn't I think because that happened right before last week's live. It was the storm.
Yeah.
Was it the day of or was it the day before? I think it was the day of.
No, because it was on the weekday. Because he was at work the next day.
Oh.
It was like Wednesday or something.
Yeah, one of Chris's friends nearly got hit by lightning. It was insane. But yeah, it happened like one of the storms like a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
Something like that. Because
started his truck on fire.
Yeah, it hit
tree.
a tree right beside him and missed him, thankfully, but it was close enough. It blew him onto his rear end and then started his vehicle on fire. Like, it was terrifying.
Car,
yeah, like, and then one of the neighbors caught it on their dash cam or whatever, and so it was in the news. And yeah, we're so glad he's okay. That just could not imagine, because especially after seeing it, like seeing the footage of that, I was like, but he's okay. He's okay. Everyone's okay.
But he will need a new truck, probably.
Yeah, and stay inside during the storms. And I say that though as someone I like to be right out there, and it's like woo. But the ones that are right above the house, it's like no, we stay inside, and don't shower either. I saw that was in, I think it was in Florida. And no, they thankfully normally they do shower, but she got home from work and she always showers after work, and it was a storming, and she just for that whatever reason decided not to. Lightning hit, I guess the pipe, and her shower on the inside, like it was all marble tile, like exploded.
Lightning can do some really weird
Oh yeah, like I just crazy. Anyway, I am really liking this stuff. Okay, we'll get to the Dragonfly. This came out. I got a bottle of it in the July card kit, which came out 2 weeks ago. So I've been using this for a couple weeks, and now like they've got it available in the little size like this, and I haven't even touched the big bottle. I've used up about a third of this bottle so far, because I've been using it for the last, again, couple weeks. I'm really liking it. I haven't even been reaching for my craft tacky, which I said in my unboxing video for the July card kit. I did a whole treatsy in the beginning and was like, I love my craft tacky. I've got, like 10 extra bottles back up, all the things. I really like this stuff. We'll see. It is good glue. I'm really happy with it. Like really happy with it. But yeah, my craft tacky is great, but the craft tacky glue is not for everyone because it is super, super thick, and a lot of people find it really frustrating to work with. I personally love the craft tacky, but I've been really liking this stuff. And it dries clear and matte. So yeah, I've been just going hard. So anyway, Dragonfly. I got like sidetracked by thunderstorms and lightning and glue and all the things. I've already used this in a video, of course. This is the bright Dragonfly wafer dye. I love it. It's beautiful. And then when I die cut the body from a scrap of just black cardstock. And then the wings, I die cut from Simon's Shimmer Vellum. I didn't even check if this is in stock. If it's not, they'll restock it, But this is Shimmer Vellum. This is a must-have, in my opinion. Like, everyone needs to have a pack of this. I use this stuff for dragonfly wings and butterfly wings and just little bits and pieces like that, because it's beautiful. Laura Basson said she's a glue snob. She's like, I totally agree with Laura. I am a glue snob. My craft tacky has been my go-to glue for many years now. And I've tried many others and I just didn't care for them. And I've just always stuck with my craft tacky. I preferred it. And then I decided to give this a try, and I'm really liking it. Who'd have thunk?
It isn't so.
Is it? Yay. So yeah, I did Shimmer Vellum for the wings. And because they're vellum, and all the piercing detail in the die cut, they naturally curl, which love. So all you need is like the teeniest dot. Did I clog it again? Yes. Technically this glue, a lot of other makers have been saying like it never clogs. Mine always does. It doesn't matter what brand. Every glue, because mostly because I leave the lid off. If you put the lid on consistently, it's fine. But this is why I just keep pins in a pin cushion on the side, because my glue always clogs. 99% my own fault, because I leave the lid off because I don't think to put it back on. So you just need the teensiest dab of glue to adhere these. Like that. And then we're gonna use my reverse tweezers to hold it in place. And then another teeny little dab of glue right there. Just a smidge. Put the lid back on. And then this one, ooh, goes right there. Below it. Get my fingers out of the way. He's gonna be so pretty. So pretty. Lurf.
Need some googly eyes.
Googly eyes. I mean, I do have tiny, tiny little little googly eyes, but that's not the style. I'm going more elegant today. Oh, men. Anyway, can you put into the glue? Oh yeah, the precision glue press. Yes, yes, I could totally. I think I have. Wait, I might. I know I've got empty bottles. Heck yeah, I've got an extra empty bottle. Although I will say, okay, let's, because this all needs to dry anyway, so we've got a minute, so I can just, again, rant about glue, because like Laura, I am a glue snob. I've done a review of this precision glue press over a year ago on my channel. I love it. I love it. It comes with the press, and you get a bottle of the Nouveau Deluxe glue, which that's not what's in here, but ignore that. The Nouveau Deluxe glue was my go-to glue before I switched over to the Craft Tacky. So the Nouveau Deluxe, if you're familiar with this glue, it's similar. That's probably why I love this so much. I just realized, duh. It's very similar, the Nouveau Deluxe. So if you're familiar with Nouveau Deluxe, this. Anyway, I put Craft Tacky glue in these bottles to use in this, because Craft Tacky glue is very, very thick, and the bottles it comes in are very firm, and it just hurts after a while. And I have like arthritic issues in my hands. Not fun. That said, the new Positively Perfect Craft Glue, this bottle is very soft. Like, it's not a firm plastic. I like it. I like it a lot. I genuinely almost feel like I wouldn't need to use it in this, but I'm probably gonna fill, because this is 2 ounces, and this bottle, yeah, this empty bottle is also 2 ounces. So one of these will fill this. So that's probably what I'll do later, is just fill this up with this glue, and we'll just see. We'll just see. I'm just going to leave it sitting here to deal with later. I've just been using these little mini bottles, and I've been happy with it. Who'd have thunk? We're in like the upside down backwards world. Did you do a comparison on this Dragonfly die with the other one you frequently used to use? No, this one's bigger, but I can grab the other one. Give me a second. Yeah, it's this one's bigger than this one, which I don't even bother putting away. There's my original. I think it's still available. Look up S695. This is my little etched dragonfly that I have used in a million videos. Absolutely love this little dragonfly die. He's little. He's smaller than this guy. So just to kind of like, there's the wingspan. And then the body is like half as long. So, yeah. Very cute. similar. This one's got a little bit of a curve to him, just a slight little curve on his body, whereas this one's very straight. So yeah. Do you need both if you've already got that one? No, but Dragonfly.
Just have one Dragonfly.
You can't technically. Okay, so I was gonna add like that. Do I want to add another? Why not? Why not? Let's make another one. Let's use both. Okay. He will also get shimmery wings. Where are my scissors? There they are. Let's get that a smidge longer. Like so. Okay. There we go. And then I need a scrap of, or another scrap of black cardstock for that guy's little body. Yeah, like you only need one butterfly die. Exactly. Exactly. You guys understand. I try to be, you don't need all the things. You don't need all the bells and whistles. You don't need 20 different types of glue and 5 different brands of ink, all the things. You don't need all the things. But am I going to judge if you want to get all the things? No. I do this as a job, so I'm, and a lot of things are also sent to me. And then it doesn't help that so often it's like, ooh, new shiny, add to cart. I get it. Okay, I'm going to run that through with the shimmer vellum and the black cardstock. Oh yeah, Joy, you need to get the shimmer vellum. That is one thing you do need. Thankfully it's not an expensive supply, and it's pretty. Everyone needs a pack of shimmery vellum. It's so pretty. Like you just need to. Okay? You just do. Like get some and thank me later, because it's so pretty. Okay. So we got this little guy. And normally with this one, I adhere the wings on the top, because that's just how it's supposed to look. But I'm going to kind of follow how this one is and adhere the wings under the body. Does it really, really matter? No. It, again, is just personal preference and whatever you want to do. So again, the teensiest dab of glue on that one. And then another teeny little dab of glue on that one. And then press it down and let it dry. Oh, the shimmer vellum is beautiful. Like, I love the shimmer vellum. Seriously, if I haven't convinced you, shimmer vellum. It's shimmery. It's pretty. Look at the beautifulness. If I knew how to add that effect, the spiral, when you're hypnotizing someone.
Oh,
if I knew how to add that, like the spiral hit, like buy the shimmer vellum, use my affiliate. Like I'm joking.
That'd be cool if you could add it just to like a picture of you in the top left corner there.
It's probably
A feature that you can do.
It's something I could do. I would just have to figure it out. I would have to do some creative little bits and add it as a second thing. Blah, the software. Someday. Yeah, it's like mommy and baby. Works for me. Okay. We got 2 dragonflies now. I'm okay with that. And then I've got I've got a disaster going on. Okay. So yeah, that's my little ETCHED Dragonfly. He is an oldie but goodie that, again, I've used in a bajillion videos. Bajillion. So many. I have no idea how many times I've used this guy. It's crazy. And I loves him because he's beautiful. So yeah, they work very nicely together. So that was those. And then before we adhere all the things, I need a sentiment if I can find the stamp set. I lost it. Where did it go? There it is. It's hiding. Okay. Is the vellum kind of like the one Lawn Fawn? No. Simon's Shimmer Vellum is different. And I can actually show that. Lawn Fawn had a pearlescent vellum, which is also beautiful. And I don't know if they make it anymore. If they don't, it makes me sad. Can you look that up? Just wait. I might have a... Just wait. Just wait. Let's do a treatsy on vellum because I'm actually doing good time-wise for once. So, you guys want to talk about vellum? Vellum. I have a lot of vellum, you know, and some of it's backups. So, I've got my basic. This is Simon's regular vellum, like their heavyweight. Love this stuff. I have like multiple packs of Simon's, like just regular vellum. That's basically all of that. Yeah, Simon's regular vellum. That is just whatever. Okay, love it. Will never. That's why I have backups of it and extra because I go through a lot of vellum. And then, okay, that's that one. That's Lawn Fawn's regular vellum. This is not. That's just translucent vellum paper. Just vellum paper. That's whatever. There it is. Okay. Lawn Fawn. Oh, LF2088.
LF2088.
See if I'm not sure if this is still available or not. Go on Simon's website and see. Go Lawn Fawn pearlescent. It's two separate words. Lawn Fawn. And then pearlescent. Gesundheit. And then pearlescent. Okay. I don't know if if this is still available. Scroll down. I don't think Lawn Fawn has this available anymore. So this might not be available, you guys. This is Lawn Fawn's pearlescent vellum, which I have extra packs of. I'm not sure what, and then that's Simon's. So you can see they're very different. Very different. So Lawn Fawn's, it's similar to like the glitter cardstock. The pearlescent vellum has that pinky green shimmer, whereas Simon's shimmer vellum is just a basic, like I like a full neutral. Like this is like a frost in a sense, you know. So they are different. But yeah, Lawn Fawn's just, I don't think this is available anymore. That makes me sad because this stuff's beautiful. I haven't used it in a while because I wasn't able to link to it. But I have lots so that I never, or it'll take me a few years to run out. And who knows, maybe in the meantime they'll be able to bring it back. So yeah, that's the iridescent vellum. And then Simon's got the other specialty vellums. And I showed those in my last live, so I'm not going to go over that today. Simon's got the other vellums. Like this is the ice vellum. So there's just to show. Shimmer vellum and ice vellum, very different colors. So yeah, shimmery vellums are beautiful. Beautiful. Love them so much. And yeah, I've got tons of it. Tons of it. I don't think Lawn Fawn carries the pearlescent anymore. They only come in the colored. And some of the colors, I got Lawn Fawn's color vellum and I was going to use them in a video. And I went to like get my links and all these things and like most of the colors are gone and Lawn Fawn doesn't have them. So I wouldn't be surprised though if it's just an issue, possibly getting things like in stock, etc. Because paper products, not the easiest. But yeah, the Lawn Fawn color shimmer vellums are also beautiful and I do have them, but there's only like 3 colors now that are available. I think I ordered all 4 or 5. I think it was 5 colors originally. Something. I'm not sure. Anyway, what jewel picker you're using? It's linked in the supplies. You want to add it to the chat? It's Simon's Place and Score Embellishment Wand. Oh, and Nancy, yeah, the half sheets ice vellum is that one I just briefly showed. That's slightly different. This is the ice vellum. It's pretty. It comes, yeah, in half sheets, and I keep every little piece. All my special, I've talked about this, all my specialty papers, well, all my cardstock, everything. I keep every little scrap because I'll die cut little tiny bits from it. But this is the ice vellum. It is different. It's oh, now my vellum, pulling it out like this, it's all disorganized. Darn it. I'm gonna have to redo all this. I had it all kind of in order. Where's the shimmer? There it is. Okay. There's the shimmer vellum that I'm using today. And then this is the ice vellum. So ice vellum is a little more ivory, a smidge, you know. They are different, but they're both beautiful. It's got a different, like, you see the different finish on it. But I use, like, this makes beautiful critter wings too, because that's what I've used it for. Love. And then I did that video last week's live. I did flowers from all the different types of Simon's shimmer vellums with, I didn't think I used that one. And then I used a gold vellum too. So anyway, there's the side track on vellum. And I literally do have to reorganize my vellum folder because now it's a mess. But whatever. It's fine. It's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. It's good. Anyway. Okay, back to what I was doing. How does Simon's Vellum compare to the Tonic Studios Vellum you recommended in the past? Oh, they're pretty similar. Is it in here? Do I have it like in my folder? Okay, that's Simon's Shimmer Vellum. Tonic. Oh, here we go. This is the one I've shown many times. This is Tonic's Pearled Silver Vellum. It is different. It's different. Simon's is more shimmery. Tonic's, it's similar, but just a touch less shimmery, but very similar, very pretty. That's the pearled silver. No idea if it's available. Dan paid attention and walked off, probably for a bathroom break. But yeah, they're all beautiful. Like I said, I have tons of them. And Mary, I answered that, and Chris put the link to the embellishment wand in the chat. It's also linked in the description box below the video. Already did that. Okay, so there's, again, my little random treatsy on vellum. I will have to reorganize all of this later. In fact, yeah, I'm going to set it right here. Okay, so that I can deal with it later. Let's get back to finishing off. I bought the gold vellum because the video did. Yes, love. Not sure which one you mean, Pam. Heavy white ones. Like, all those vellums are lightweight. And yeah, okay, we got all the things. Yeah, definitely squirrel. Okay, let's finish the inside of the card now that we took a little vellum break. Yeah, a little field trip. My brain was just like, the thing that kids do on a school bus. I was like, the field trip into the land of vellum. Anywho, okay. Let's add a sentiment. This is the blah, 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 Smile stamp set. This goes with the wafer die. There's the stamp set. There's coordinating wafer dies for the stamps as well. And I'm going to use this one. Thank you for being such a bright spot in my life. That's what I'm going to use. We're going to add that to the inside with the Nocturne. Oh, and then I put the lid back on the glue. Put the lid on the glue. Whatever. That's why I have a pin. Where's my black ink? There it is. I got so distracted. It's like, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Okay. We're going to stamp that sentiment like so. And then I'm going to clean the sentiment and put it away. Is that a jewel picker to remove gems pressed on paper backing? No. Oh, I know what you're like. Yeah, no. This is just a wax tip. So I use it to pick up little die cuts and gems. But if they're like, if I've got the self-adhesive jewels, I just use a like die pick, like a pointy end to remove those. So yeah. Okay. Put that back in the packaging so that I do not lose it, because learned that lesson during a previous live when I lost a stamp. Okay. So now the inside, it's stamped. It's got a sentiment. And then we're gonna reinforce the fold. And then this we are gonna pop up with Simon's Big Mama foam tape, which is right here, because you gotta have dimension. So we're gonna line the back of this with the Big Mama foam tape, like so. Like so. Oh, I know what I forgot to link to. Go to my link list. Go to the adhesive thing. Yep. Hit enter. And then the little adhesive lifter tool. It's near the top.
Okay, adhesive lifter tool.
Yep, that's what I forgot to link to. So you can add that, because I'm going to use that in a second to take the backing off all of these pieces. Okay. Do you have a system for keeping track of what dies and stamp sets you have? Dies especially? I haven't. No, I don't. But again, I do this as a job. So I get sent a lot of product, and when I'm ordering things from either collections that I wasn't sent, or I'm just ordering from other brands, that sort of a thing. I for the most part can remember, just even with the insane amount of product I have. But yeah, there are apps out there for keeping track. There's the Color My Life app. Color My Life. And there's some other ones, but I can't speak on them because I don't have them. I know several of them. I think, well, most of them, if not all of them, you need to it's a monthly fee, but several of them, from what I understand, you can also take photos of your products and import that and keep track of it that way too. There's things. So anyway, little adhesive lifter tool. I've shown this in other lives and other videos. It's got little like teeth on it right there. It's got little teeth. And you just go like that and it lifts up the edge of the foam tape. I really like this more for when I'm working with like my red line adhesives and score tape to lift up, because like getting that backing paper off is such a pain in the butt. But yeah, this thing works a treat. So there we go. Boop. And then that one, like so. And then make sure everything is level. And then make sure we got clearance. There we go. Lovely. Lovely. And then no, I still kind of like it where I had it originally. We're going to put that one there. And that guy right there. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, where's my glue? There we go. Oh, Evernote. Yeah, that was the other one I was thinking of that I couldn't remember the name of. Evernote is another really popular one that a lot of people use. And then yeah, if you're good with spreadsheets, you could do a spreadsheet. No, just I have enough spreadsheets I have to deal with just keeping track of all my work stuff. I don't like it. But yeah, I can remember for the most part. Just I don't know. I don't know. I can't remember my own kids' names half the time. But
keep shouting them until
yeah,
the time is right.
yeah, but you just keep some random jargon. It's like whatever. I'll get to it eventually. Okay. So now to adhere our little dragonflies, I'm only going to put adhesive right on just where the body is. Nothing on the wings because one, glue shows through vellum. And also because the wings have naturally curled from the die cutting, I want that because that just builds texture and dimension. So we can do that. And yeah, the wings are all like popped up. There we go. Got that. And then our other little guy. I'm just going to give his wings a little extra curl there. And same thing, put a little bit of adhesive just behind the body. There we go. And then last, but certainly not least, we got to add a little bit of bling, which, where'd the bling go? Oh, it was under an ink pad. We're good. We're good. How wide is Big Mama? It's like a 1/4 of an inch wide, roughly. I got some Northern Lights confetti. So we're going to add just a couple here and there just to finish off the card. And while I'm doing the adhering the bling, Unpaid Intern can pick a winner for the card. There it is. I was like, where's my embellishment wand? Okay. You do the run through all the names so you hit the right one. Yeah, something like that. Or either that or it's a hey you, you child over there. There we go. There we go. And this glue, like I said, it does dry clear and matte. So it'll be, yeah, can't even see it anyway. Okay. There we go. And then just a reminder, like everything I've used, and this applies to my lives as well as my like edited videos, is always listed and linked to in the description box under the video. Got most of it in there, not bad. And even during live, like they're linked, and then there's a visual supply list is linked below the video, and then also pinned to the top of the chat. It says visual supply list right at the very top. You can click that, it opens another window, and then it's just a literal visual supply list with that you can click on to everything. That's how I sort of stay organized. There we go. Did you add the other Dragonfly to the list?
I did.
Okay, it's in the visual supply list. So it's not, it won't be that right now, the little one isn't linked in the supply list below, but it's in the visual supply list because I wasn't planning on using it and then I pulled it out. So it's in the visual supply list, and then when the live is over, I will manually add it under the description box under the video. But yeah, if you click on visual supply list, it's all going to pop up. It'll all be there. Everything's good. And then after the live is over, I will do my editing and fiddle with all of the things. And then let me, because with all my chatting and yapping to everybody, there we go. There, friends, is our finished card. So super simple watercolor with that background stamp. And then our little dragonflies with their shimmery vellum wings. And then the glitter cardstock for the sentiment. Love it. And then just simple on the inside as well. Love it. So yeah, we got shimmer and splatter and dragonflies and glitter. All the things. All the things. Let me switch over to that. Perfect. Okay. And Dewey has a winner.
We do. Lynn from Washington State is our winner today.
Lynn in Washington State. So, as always, I make no promises as to when I'll mail this out. I usually wait till I have several cards, piled up that I will head to the post office and get them mailed out, but I'll mail it out to you. And yeah, on the Sunday lives, I give away the card I make and then just send it to the winner. So that is it. And like I mentioned, I will, as soon as this is over, I'll edit the supply list to add the couple of random little things that were extras to the description box. And I'll do the photos and the social medias and all the things for this card. And and stay tuned. I have another video coming. I might get it uploaded a little later today. I was working on editing it. I was almost done editing it before I went live today. So I've got another video using some of the other products from this release. So that one, yeah, that video I might be able to get up either later today or early tomorrow morning. We'll see. And yeah, thanks to the unpaid intern, the disembodied hand, for helping. And thank you guys for tuning in. And stay tuned. I am aiming to do some bonus lives, not just my Sunday at 2 p.m., but it always just depends on chaos. And then, yeah, Christmas cards. I saw that comment earlier during the live, and then I forgot about it because I got distracted, you guys, by vellum and glue and fun things. I did not do my holiday video on the 25th for a good reason. One, I had too much going on with the flooding and just all the mess and all the things. And July is coming very soon, in like 2 days. I will have many holiday cards. There are a couple releases in particular with a lot of holiday product that I'm going to be working with. And yeah, I was like, you know what? Whatever. I'll just skip June completely you know, my little schedule, because I'm going to be doing extra ones much earlier. Much earlier. So we're going to have fun. We're going to have fun. Jinky Dog, yes, that's what I used, was the shimmer. Simon's Shimmer Vellum. That's what I used. That's what I have linked. And it's super pretty. So that's what I used today. And okay, I think we're good. There we go. It'll be Stamptember before we know it. Yeah, it will be. Stamptember, no idea. I don't know anything ahead of time. We will see when that is upon us, which is going to be soon. That's crazy because we're already at the end of June. This is nuts. It's nuts. So completely nuts. So, anywho, I appreciate you guys tuning in and hanging out with me. I am hoping my outro is going to work. My software is looking a little weird at the moment, but if not, I will see you guys in another video. And the Tim Holtz holiday kit. No, I didn't, but I do have. I didn't order the kit. Just because I had other things. I had so much other stuff in my cart, honestly, and I was just like, and I literally have like all of that product that is coming in the kit, with the exception of that special new snow glitter. But that glitter is going to be released, I think, next month, Tim Holtz said something. So I was like, I'll just be ordering it, because I would have ordered it anyway. But yeah, everything else that comes in that kit, with the exception of the little die set. So that sucks. But yeah, I have, because I order all that Tim Holtz ideology goodness. I have a massive bin of that stuff. I hoard it. I collect it. I curate it. It's beautiful. I love it all. So, and yeah, I'm going to be tuning into that class. I think that's what, July 11th? I think that's when that class is. So it'll be amazing. And yeah, I appreciate you guys. And I will see you all in the next video, possibly even a little later today, because I might be able to get the editing finished and get that posted for everyone. And then I'll have a whole bunch more coming. So I will talk to you guys later. Have a great evening, everybody. Thank you so much to my amazing Patreon supporters. For anyone that might be interested in joining my Patreon community and supporting me, the link to my Patreon is in the description box below the video. For everyone else, as always, thank you all so much for taking the time to watch my videos, for thumbs upping, commenting, subscribe if you haven't, I'd love to have you. And here's a couple other videos for you to check out in case you missed them. Bye!